All right, so good morning. I was going to give a little update on the Galaxie and where I am with the process of getting that new engine in. A lot of people may remember, I had back in August, I had everything running really well, and I was driving it and going to small shows and things, and it was a lot of fun. And I had the alignment checked on it one day, and I was on the way home and pulled in the driveway and then pulled into my shop here and had funny noises taking place in there. Noises that aren't supposed to happen. So went ahead and maybe you've seen some of the earlier videos, but I did pull the engine. Um, Found a company in Moultrie, Georgia called Nico, Knico, engines and cylinder heads. Very experienced long-term employees. They did a great job. Took them 2 weeks was all. They called me on the 13th day and said, hey, your engine's ready. So I essentially had the old 351 Windsor that was in there, had unknown mileage, had unknown um, treatment, unknown maintenance. Obviously, it lost the cam and at least one lifter, and everything looked really bad inside. So I said, okay, got to spend some money. It's what it is. So I did that, picked it up, got it put back in. New water pump, of course, new oil pump, everything. I got it back in form of complete engine from just the block, um, and call it a short block. So got that back, put a new water pump in it, um, got it all back together, which just took a little time. Worked out good. Um, had a few little glitches with this break-in procedure on the cam, and I was concerned that I could have hurt the engine. I won't go into all that. It's a long, lengthy technical thing that I had to go through to try to figure out exactly what it would take to get it broken in. But it actually, and I've got about 100 miles on it now. Cranks, runs great, sounds awesome. Got a lot of good low end, bottom end torque. We've taken it to two different shows in the last 3 weeks, and was one yesterday. I started to go to it in south of here, in south of Tallahassee, and boy, it was just it's running great. So now I'm sort of into the cosmetic things. I think this next year I'll be doing some cosmetic stuff on it. So I'll uh, I'll just go over a couple of quick things, throw in a couple little videos with this, but it's all going really well. I learned a ton. Um, I've learned a lot about this that I didn't know was important, and it is. So when I watch these people on television that really know what they're doing, I'm pretty impressed. So anyhow, stand by, watch a little more if you would. I'll say a few more little things about a couple of little deals I'm working on. I pulled a seat out last night, the bench seat, because I've got a broken spring, and I'll show that. Been working on the old Gold Wing over here just a little bit. About got it whipped into shape. It cranks and runs really well now too. So um, just dabbling and playing. So hang loose and stick around if you will. Drop me a comment if you will. It's nice to know if people really see this, and if there's anybody that's got any questions. I'm no wealth of knowledge. I'm happy to share anything that I might have learned out of all of this. Got three great friends here in town, Monty and Larry and Jay, and they've been great help and shared their knowledge with me, no charge or anything like that. So I've learned a ton. I'm happy to relay anything that I might could offer that would be helpful. And Chat GPT, amazing, and YouTube, amazing. I literally have had some conversations about a lot of the break-in procedure, and I give it the full background. And I don't know what you guys think about AI, but I know that for what I'm using it for, it's just like the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It literally will have conversations back with you, and you can ask follow-up questions, and it'll say, "Oh yeah, okay, well, with that in mind, since you did the previous things, here's a summary of what we know," and it'll give you all that information right back. And so far, it's been perfect. to help me. So it's been great. It's been easy to use. Some people are scared of it. I guess, maybe. I don't like a lot of the things about it, and I'm afraid of the things that might happen in the future with it. But for what I'm using it for, it's awesome. So anyway, stick around. Drop me a comment. Love to hear from you. And I'll show you a few more things, and then we'll follow up in another week or two, let you know where things are with some of the other projects. See ya. Uh-oh, no seat, no place to sit. You can't stay long. So this is the ugly interior. And actually, that's one of the things I'm gonna have to really work on this next year or so. It came in that 60s like green. And if you notice, the dash is like a darker green. But these door cards are like a faded beige, brown, light gray, green combination. Probably a special order, I'm sure. Not at all. And it had a, whatever the floor was, I have no idea. The guy that I got it from had this carpet kit, and I just put it in, and I'm not too worried about it because I'm not crazy about the colors, but right now it may get by as I do this. Had to make some repairs on that back seat, and I didn't have any type of a rear cover. It had just basically, it had at some point had rotted down. The sun had gotten it and it was gone. So I took some of that vinyl that was in the car and made that so it at least would look like it had a back seat. So I've been working on all the mechanical stuff, you know, in the last, I don't know, last 18 months or so. You know, and a lot of it was like little stuff like I wanted to have, you know, oil pressure and temperature and voltmeter that worked, and had tachometer so I'd kind of know what it was cruising at. And then I put a little junction, I need to tidy those wires up some. I had them taken down. But it had this little, it had a really small fuse box with regular little bus type cylinder fuses. And I didn't really like those, so I pulled a switched circuit out of it so that when you turn the switch on, you get your 12 volts to this little sub panel up in there. I guess it would be a fuse box, like a remote fuse box. And I'm pulling all of my circuits out of that. And I've got it all fused properly and all. So little stuff like that, trying to make it a little more modern if I can. But anyway, the problem with the seat was that it has broken springs, and the driver would sit about 2 inches below the person in the passenger seat. And so here are the culprits. There is a broken tie that's supposed to go right there. So I went ahead, pulled it out last night, and I'm in the process of getting this cover, the upholstery off. This actually was a seat out of a Mercury Marauder. Marauder, say that hard, 3-4 times. Marauder. Where was I? Oh, the seat that was in there is gone. And they had thrown in some out of a Fairlane or something, and it was kind of wobbling around in there. So I said, well, I need to find another seat. And believe it or not, no seats are to be found anywhere for Galaxies. So I found one for a Marauder, and that is the Mercury kissing cousin to the Ford body style, body size, about the same size as that Galaxie. So what I did was I drove up into Georgia and found it up in Statesboro and brought it back. And it works fine, fits in there good. I had to modify and had to make some mounts, and they are really, really
ugly. I don't know who did that welding on there. I would fire him if it was me. But anyway, okay, I did the welding and it looks horrible. I know that. So anyway, that's the two mounts, and that way it'll slide back and forth. And, oh, squirrel. So here is the replacement spring material. I bought this a while back, a long time ago, and I didn't ever use it. So I'm gonna use this to replace from about here over and tie it all together with something yet to be determined. But anyway, it'll get me by until I decide what color I want to do. And at some point in the future, I plan on taking this whole, I'm sorry I'm moving around so much. I hate when people do that. At some point in time, I'm going to take the whole thing to a professional and have them really do a nice upholstery and interior job on it, if I keep it. So that's where I am right now. And here's the old gold wing. This was the one that I paid $300 for it and dragged it home on a trailer. And it was worth every penny. And I proceeded to put a lot more money into it to get it to run. And these old bikes are tricky. The carbureted systems and their points ignition and both brake systems had to be totally rebuilt, front and back. But now it cranks and runs and stops, thankfully. So anyway, I just squeeze in those little things like that every now and then just for the fun of it. So anyhow, I will wrap this one up and we'll talk a little bit more later on, and I will check back in, I don't know, whenever I can get a chance to do it. Hey, everybody have a great one, whatever it is. See you later.